Very quickly, the national security strategy that was released last week provides we must promote diversification of energy, fuels, sources, and routes, as well as encourage indigenous sources of energy supply. Greater energy security and independence within the Americas is central to these efforts. So we've been talking a lot about energy independence, North American energy independence, what that means with our friends to the south in Mexico and our friends to the north in Canada. And yet we see announcements like we saw a couple weeks ago where within our own borders we're putting off energy supply, taking 22 million acres of great prospects for energy resource development completely offline, offshore and onshore, and done in the course of 3 days. I am going to be looking forward to really pushing this administration when we're talking about how we work to provide for the national security aims as set out in this administration's own policy. When we're saying no to Keystone, we're shutting off Alaska, I want to make sure that this is meaningful and not just words on paper. So I want to focus a little bit more. My time is expired, and I want to give the courtesy to my colleagues here. But as we look to our oil exports to Canada, we've got about 455,000 barrels per day of oil exports to Canada. I'm hoping that that's part of that energy security and independence, and that the same would be afforded to Mexico, but that also, when it comes to our own resources within this country, we're not shutting them off as well. I'm not giving you the opportunity to reply to that, right, but know that this is a priority of mine.
Thank you. I'm happy to engage in the whole energy security discussion,
I think
which we are doing in the G7 context.
And we've had those conversations, and I want to continue them. I'll turn to Senator Cantwell.